Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, welcome to Red State Update. My name's Jackie Bros.
Daisies, dandelions, my little garden, my friendship garden. It's what I like to call everybody listening. Thank you for tuning in to the Red State Update podcast. May your flowers bloom and a bee do it to it. So that your seeds spread, pollinate the ditches and the
talking about. You didn't know you probably know the least about gardening or growing anything.
Hell yeah, I don't.
I know. Yeah, you don't know.
I don't want to do that stuff.
What the hell are you talking about it for?
That's old timey. You know who does that? Your generation with the gnarled hands.
I made radishes. Had radishes out there. There's one thing we seem to be able to grow.
Radishes.
Well, there's one where there's lean, growing up, we didn't have a whole lot of money. I ate radishes for I remember almost a month or longer, but we for whatever reasons, that always turned out okay. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it because you eat radishes for a month.
Well, if you had to, that's what it was back, way back when,
Did you cook it different ways, like radish souffle?
And I don't just eat it how it was. Usually, just
radish fricassee.
Cut them up a little bit, but I eat them whole too. I just chew them,
Did that turn you against radishes? Make you hate them?
I don't hate them. I'm indifferent toward them. You shouldn't hate them because if they save your life, they save your life. Radishes always grow in the garden. Yeah, ours anyway. Yeah.
I may be too depressed to do the rest of this episode. This really took a lot out of me hearing about your radish eating youth and you radish growing.
You were talking about flowers growing and seeds or whatever, bees and all of it. I was like, what do you don't know first thing about it.
That's what they got stores for.
Well, if you find yourself in a situation and for whatever reason stores ain't open, you gonna be, excuse my language, share look, because you don't know how to grow one thing.
It's true. I don't know how to grow one thing. Yeah. But what I'd have to do in this post-apocalyptic world you're imagining and that you lived through is I'd have to barter my other talents to get some of them radishes.
Yeah.
Which I'd probably throw back in their face, say, give me something good to eat. Like I just bartered my talent. So I did a podcast for them.
No.
And they said, oh, that was such a good podcast. Let me give you my radishes. And then I'd say, do you have a hamburger? And then they'd say, I don't. Then I'd say, all right, let me raise the stakes. How about I make love to you? And then you'll see my real skills.
Enough.
And they say, whatever they say, I'm not going to force it on them. I'm just going to, throw it out there.
All right. It's already just don't.
Maybe I would have brought it up so I don't spring it on them because that can be uncomfortable. I just say, maybe a week before I get to their house, I send them a letter or a text and I say, here are some of my skills. Podcast.
You can't backpedal. You already spranged it on me and whoever else is listening to this. Just stop while you're ahead or behind, I should say. I don't want to hear any more of it.
Can I ask you, why did you not just put some pizza rolls in the microwave instead of eating all them radishes?
Didn't have no microwave back in.
I don't know how you made it this long. Because if I had lived through eating radishes and then continued to live, I'd be so mad at the time I spent eating radishes. I'd say I'd be impossible to live with. Nobody want to be around me. He going to talk about them radishes again. Like it would have ruined my life. Like I'm mad on your behalf at God or your parents or whoever. Whoever didn't invent the microwave. in time.
Microwave, old news now. I still got a microwave. I ain't got nothing new. Of course, the microwave old. Mine is. I a couple weeks went down to Target, and for the first time, I got everybody going on about it and all this, and never did get one. Got one of them air fryers. I like it.
You're using an air fryer?
It ain't no different. A microwave, you put the numbers and you tip it, you know. I ain't ever ate a fish stick. It tastes better. They come out of the air fryer I got. I mean, fish stick. I've had some good fish sticks off and on. But the air fryer knows how to do fish stick. You just hit the button just right. Good Lord Almighty. Get your tartar sauce and sit down. Air fryer, yeah.
My Aunt Momo won't use a microwave. She says it radiates her.
Well, does she have an injury or something like a plate in the head or something?
No, she says she stayed healthy because she ain't used no microwave.
Oh, well.
She smokes one cigarette a day, has one drink a day, but I've seen it. It's not like a little shot glass. She pours like in like a big old water drinking glass.
Yeah.
Full.
You sip on
Jim
that right. Yeah, if you sip on that right, it'll last you all day long. Yeah.
So one drink of that, one cigarette, and no microwave. She says that's how come she's still alive and don't have no tumors and nothing wrong with her. Got all her side of the family hair falls out. She's got all her hair, got all her teeth. I mean, they're not the best looking ones I've seen in the world.
All I'm gonna say, if she like fish sticks, she's gonna have a hard time turning down the air fryer. They
air fryer
best fish sticks ever ate.
They radiated?
What is it?
Do they got microwaves?
I don't know what makes the air hot. I don't know how it works. The air fryer says air.
I tell you what, Jackie, you ever sit back and you think long and hard about how you lived in this world? You come from the time of the radishes to the time of the air fryer.
Yeah.
Things you've seen in this old earth going round and round the sun.
And a lot of stuff I ain't even sure. I ain't got one of them phones you got in your pocket. People my age and older already got one. Looking at pictures, hitting on the computer, everything in the damn pocket. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't done it yet.
Hey, Momo says it's as bad as the microwave.
A microwave don't show you pictures and stuff. Look, granted, good pictures of goats and stuff. I like that, but I can look at that in my goat book in a day.
You still get a new one every year?
Well, I bought a goat book for the past, good Lord, how long's it been? 40, 50 years, something like that.
It started bicentennial, right?
And I always thought I'd get to the point, I'll be honest with you, I'd get to the point where there ain't no more, I can't find a new goat, I bought them all. Here, there's always a goat book out there, people. Always. You got to hunt for it sometimes. You do. So, and I don't know how to do all this. People help me, get on. You do the eBays and the Amazon, all of it. But you're going to find, if you look hard enough, there's more than enough goat books that anybody ever need. If I get there, I'll make you an announcement. If I finally say I can't find any more goat books, but none like you've been over here before. I got 4 or 5 shelves. Ain't nothing on it but a goat book.
Yeah, if you're looking for something else to read at Jackie's, you're gonna have a hard time finding it.
Well, I got some Lula Moores, the old Dusty. I read them again sometimes, but they're the same. How many of those I got somewhere? But on the shelf, goat book. Now, yes, some goat books, yes, children book, yes, definitely. But still, nice pictures. It's just goat. I don't get mad if a goat talks or teaching you how to either, go to the bathroom or how to spell words or what. It don't make any difference. It's still cute goat, and it still counts as a goat book. Now, that one's probably not, I'm not going to revisit it over and over again unless, the artwork's special, look real good.
This is good, Jackie. I'm glad you're bringing up your horrifying past because some podcasts, I don't know if you know this, but they have sponsors that ain't from their hometown.
Well, yeah.
Some podcasts have sponsors that pay them, I'm assuming, more than $25.
Who gonna give anybody more than $25 to talk for an hour?
And one of them, I've heard these people on other podcasts. They're not sponsors, but there's a company. There's different companies that, if say it's Father's Day, and you're like, I don't know a goddamn thing about my daddy, I'm going to sign him up for Storyworth or A Life Untold, or I think there's 2 or 3 more, where they send people in your family emails. Imagine that, Jackie, you getting an email and them expecting you to fill it out. That's why I looked up Storyworth story prompts, because they email you a prompt, and then whoever you want to blather on about their meaningless existence, so you get over some guilt over what you said to them in high school. They have these prompts that let them go on and on and on via email, and then they send you a book of it. And people pay for this. But what I thought, Jackie, was, lately we've been doing the news, and it's the same old thing. They got it. The whole system is rigged. The Republicans got it. So for the next election with gerrymandering and everything, we can't win no matter what. They're stripping rights away from black voters, especially. Black voters turned out last time. Let's keep them from voting again. That's how Republicans can. We need a strategy, guys, the Republicans said in the room one day.
Well, when a lot of black people get out and vote, we tend to lose.
That's what they finally figured out. Well,
Georgia,
I think they've known that. I think they've known that
they've known it for a while, but they
like 150 years.
Yeah, that's something they've been aware of. Yeah, here and there. There's only so much. Things got too easy for people to vote. There's a pandemic just made it so easy to vote. People dying left and right.
Easy.
Easy to vote. Too easy to vote.
Probably sitting around at home not working their essential jobs. And instead, they're hatching schemes for voter fraud. So we see this coming. We say this all the time. Trump's out there still stirring up problems. They're letting people off the hook for the insurrection. These traitors. There's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, look at what we could talk about today. The woke military, a Fox campaign against the army. Barr come out, said the big lie was bullshit when they was in there. Giuliani lost his law license because of this, and yet they're all still just going to go ahead with the big lie and just take over the country. Probably we see it. The writing's on the wall. So we say this every time. So my thought was, if we get bogged down in if we're not talking about the impending doom for democracy, or we get in the weeds on some bullshit nobody cares about, like, Mitt Romney, then I'll just hop over to these Storyworth. And again, these are not sponsors. These are some typical examples of a Storyworth questions that you could send to your loved ones if you got any. And I may ask Jackie Broles. You refresh, they give you some more. Like here's one, Jackie, right now. Number 11 on this page. What makes you happy?
What?
What makes you happy?
Just being left alone, I guess.
So Bill Barr come out and he said Trump was bullshit. Everything he ever come out of his mouth was bullshit. Everything he tried to make him do was bullshit. No, I don't think he said that. He just said the election.
That in particular. Now, a lot of times, stuff that we knew was bull hockey. He when he come down to that, like, I ain't so sure about that. That Smuller thing, it don't look real to me. This is, pay attention to this. Pay attention to it. And this book coming out said Trump got mad at Bill Barr. Of course it did. That's the one reason I understand. That's what anger. I understand where that come from completely. You give him everything he wants except for this. What was it about this one that was just too much for Bill Barr when he finally had to say bull hockey?
Because he'd done so much bullshit. I mean, he had just left a path of bullshit
covered for him every single. And if you remember correctly, sometimes it's hard for me because it was just such a, just a galvanizing time, full.
He
4
was
years. It was just, I mean, he did so many things. Of course, we're finding out new things. Most of the stuff he did, said out loud on TV, said it in front of everybody, and an opportunity he got up on stage to do it.
Yeah.
Where these books are coming out, saying, "Oh, he said that. He said that in the office too before he come out. He said it out loud." Oh, I'm gonna get that book. But Bill Barr, obviously, to everybody that it got any common sense in damn head, covered for him over the impeachment. What did he do? He bribed him. He said, no, he didn't do that.
He was Bill Barr was so covered in bullshit, Bill Barr bullshit. How could he smell the bullshit on the voting machine allegations? Like, why? Like, he literally, remember I hate to bring this up, but do you remember in the beginning of Smokey and the Bandit 2 when they drop a bunch of bullshit on Big and Little Enos?
Oh, yeah.
Folks, let me tell you, this is the type of political punditry that you're not going to get from Jake Tapper. I bet you if you watch every morning show today, Sunday, every one of the shows from this morning, none of them brought up Smokey and the Bandit 2, Big and Little Enos getting bullshit dropped on them from airplane. It might have been cow shit. I don't remember, but I think
maybe we did. They spared us seeing the Oak Ridge boys get it on them.
That's right.
We don't know if it happened because they didn't cut. But when an airplane flies over, it's hard to be specific. Of course, nowadays they got computers. They can drop one turd on somebody from a million miles away. All that technology that they got.
Yeah, they got drones to do that for you now. Now they'd have Big Lebowski drop that on Big and Little Enos via drone. If they remade Smokey and the Bandit 2 for some reason without making the first one, they just have him, "I'll get you with the drone."
Yeah.
It was Statler Brothers, Jackie.
Not Oak Ridge Boys.
Oak Ridge Boys. It's been a long time.
It's been a while since I watched it.
It's been like 40 years since it come out, but it's been a couple years since we watched it for Redneck Matinee. We're still going to get to that, folks. But just so you know, they do drop shit on Big and Little Enos, and yet they are still not covered in as much bullshit as Billy Bob Barr.
No.
Well, it's all just covered in bullshit. And shit, I told him it was. So I don't understand. Yeah, why was that finally the one? He's like, I'm pretty sure I could go to jail for this. He told Trump his election fraud team was a clown show. Trump said, "You must hate Trump. You must hate Trump." That is, I don't even know. Is that even sad? I don't know what that is. It's pathetic, but is it sad? Is there a difference?
Hard to have empathy at this point.
It is. That's
it's a
true.
little difficulty to have any empathy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Any of them, really, not just for
Barr. I don't really feel sorry for Barr.
Hey, listen, Barr, I'll cover it all up, bring it right up to the end. Oh, too far. Well, he left right in the last damn month or something. Like, now I'm clear. I left up, but no, it's all over you. Be dripping off of you the rest of your damn life. And you earn every bit of that bull hockey on you.
And he was even telling him with the clown show thing, you only have 5 weeks, Mr. President, after an election to make legal challenges. This would have taken a Cracker Jack team. And then immediately he started thinking about Cracker Jacks. Like, you can't say the word Cracker Jack, and this isn't about him. I guarantee you, whoever was in that room, if there was 10 people in that room, 5 of them started thinking about, Cracker Jacks would be good right now. With a really coherent and disciplined strategy. They should have put Barr. Why was Barr? Do I got to read this fucking book? Why did Barr not take over this whole thing? Did he just think that he couldn't do it?
I don't know what, because he was helping him out with the whole mail thing. I remember back that far. He says, "Well, why do you think others people mailing vote would be fraud?" Because he helped him out back in. He helped put it out there that ballots are going to be fraudulent if they come if we send them too far out. So you went that far. Why didn't you? Yeah, it don't make a damn bit of sense.
Is it because he wasn't in charge of it? Like if he had turned, like you got to make sure that this happens, Barr. You got to do what he says here. I see. Was he hurt that he talked to the clown show instead of his Cracker Jack? Man, fuck, Cracker Jacks would be good right now. Cracker Jack team with a really coherent and disciplined strategy. I mean, that just sounds like him. You should have asked me, Mr. President. I could have taken care of that for you.
Too late now. Too late
now.
See you later. I gotta go.
Jackie, how did you celebrate your 21st birthday? This is story prompt from Storyworth. How'd you celebrate? It's what I want you to ask your grandpa. You email him this, and then you have a 7-hour phone call with your grandpa, helping him log on to his email. And then he answers this question: how did you celebrate, Jackie Brawls, your 21st birthday?
I don't know what the hell I did. Do you know how long ago that was? How am I supposed to know? Back in 21 wasn't a big deal. It was 18 back in. That's when it was a big deal. Drink all you want and everything back in my day. You know, it 21 wasn't it.
When was your first drink of alcohol you had?
Oh, how old was I? Well, I probably slipped in, you know. I ain't going to say which relatives still every now and then. You know, me and my cousins get in there and you get a little, you know, little sip now and then.
Burn your tongue a little bit.
Yeah, burn your tongue a little bit. Some youngsters get a taste for it pretty quick, I discovered. I liked it, but not as much as some of my cousins did. Like, 8 years old by the time they 10, 11. Good Lord.
Well, they hooked on it by the time they 10, 11?
Well, like I said, some children take to it more than other children. You said burn your tongue. I took to it when I got a little older. I didn't ever indulge too much, I don't think.
Well, one thing is you ain't got nothing on your stomach except radishes.
What?
It's easy to get snockered when you're a 10-year-old who's only been eating radishes for a month. You go down to the still.
I don't know if it was the same time I went to the still or whatever. I can't remember what it was.
Because nowadays, you just go to Taco Bell, you get you one of them big boxes of nachos, you soak all that shit up. I mean, I'm fine. I'm ready to go again. They should send me a story prompt. I got some good stories.
I don't know what 21. I have no idea what it is.
The military, Jackie, is woke. The woke military of the United States of America. Every Republican is mad at the armed services. Man, I tell you what, Tucker Carlson, if he sees you walk up to him in your little uniform, he's liable to beat the shit out of you. I'd steer clear of him. Service people. Tucker Carlson sees somebody, he go to the mall, go to the damn recruitment office. He's like turning tables over like Jesus in the temple. Woke, he says.
What, Millie, stupid pig, right? A dumb pig or something like that, yeah.
Pigs are smart, first of all.
Huh?
Pigs are smart.
Pigs, they are smarter than a dog in a way. And we all know how smart a dog is.
It's smarter than goat.
Well, people argue that. I just think this goat's more independent. They don't ready to serve like a dog does.
Speaking of serving, Laura Ingraham said defund the military. This is fun for a second when all the conservatives get mad at the former conservative idols, but it never lasts very long. It's just get ratings and money. I guess that's half of what we talk about. I could just say, should I just go back to the story prompts? I think I just talked about everything all at once. Millie also apparently told Stephen Miller to shut the fuck up at some point. Is some of these books and articles coming out this week.
I appreciate his sentiment. He shouldn't use the language. He didn't use it in front of nobody. I mean, he used it in front of Stephen Miller, but he don't talk that way normally, though.
It's just because, and this was Gates that was, why is he still there talking?
I mean, the more he says, I didn't do nothing. I'm going to keep doing what he's on doing shows with Green and supposedly they investigating him. But I mean, who know? I don't know why. I don't know. There was a time when they just, barely little evidence that you might have done something like that. Your career would be over, but not these days. No, sir.
The military's woke. Big business is woke. So they go against, for now, big business. And anybody, it just lets them, makes their viewers more paranoid. If everybody's out to get them and they got to step in and watch every night and give money.
I'm going to tell Republicans right now, they so mad at big business. I tell you a good way to get at big business, tax them. You ain't going to tax them? I tax them for saying all that woke nonsense. Tax the living hell out of big business, Republican. Let's see. But of course, they don't tax. Nobody gets taxed.
And the military's so woke, they should take some of that money.
Yeah.
From military and give it to me.
Well.
Or, something better than that. And then they're tricking the left to be like, yeah, the military, give them more money. Is this all a trick? Just tricking each other. I'm tired of it. Jackie, let me ask you a question. What was your weekend tradition when you were a kid?
Weekend tradition? What? Tradition?
It's asking what you did on weekends when you was a little kid.
Tradition? What do you mean? Like just?
I don't know. I'm not Storyworth.
Tradition, like Christmas is tradition. They do it every weekend. They did it on Christmas.
Did you have something you did every weekend, or were you out there hoeing the radishes?
Well, I guess I wash the goats at least once that's how I learned to wash and dry them so good, because at least once a week. I don't know if it was probably was on the weekends because of no school or anything like that. So, yeah. Of course, it could have been school because I did take goat class in school. So I'd say I probably wash and dry the goat in the middle of the week too. But then also on the weekends, yeah. If you won't call it tradition, yeah.
I've seen some commercials for these things where they show kids getting these things, looking through the book and crying. I can just imagine get one of these from you and just being like, what in the fuck is he talking about?
What?
What in the hell? Weekend? I heard you just say weekend or not. Okay.
Watch your mouth.
Throw this shit away.
All right.
Jackie, Giuliani lost his law license.
Yeah.
How did he still have that? A lot of these things are good. Like, Barr said the Trump stuff was bullshit. Giuliani lost his law license. You're like, yeah, but what about all the stuff they did leading up to, like, Giuliani had his law license for way too long.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's being punished now. Like, what? Is that even a
He
punishment?
ain't worried about his damn law license. That's the last thing he worried about is his law license. If they'd have come up to him and said, we're either going to lose your law license or you're going to spend about 5 years in a law license, take it. He don't give a damn.
Does he even know he had a law license?
Probably not. Yeah, I still can't believe we're talking about this man as if there's anything worthy of.
It's true.
The Four Seasons. This all really happened. His head started melting. Why? The stupid, dumb bull rat. Why is he even? He should have lost his. I don't know if you lose your license over your, head leaking, but yeah,
what else can he lose? Like, if there's other things he can lose, we should start thinking about taking those things away.
Dignity and integrity hadn't been there in years and years and years, evidently. I can't remember. Last time anybody remembers him doing anything halfway decent, 9/11, which, he's the mayor. He's supposed to do something. At least he's doing his job. But then after that, all we ever saw him talk about 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. People got tired of 9/11 now. I said, Trump won, Trump won, Trump won.
Does he drive a car? He's New Yorker. You think he drives a car? Because I'm sure he's lost his car keys. I'm just thinking about other things he could have lost. The Post-it note with his Pornhub password. I'm sure there's lots of things he just can't get his hands on. I mean, take that any way you want. Marjorie Taylor Greene, we didn't talk about this. She apologized about the Holocaust.
She had to go to the museum to learn. I know what it is. I wasn't sure. I thought it was,
Man, I tell you what, racists really get on board with how bad the Holocaust was when they want to attack Muslims. They've got to really go. I'm not saying that she doesn't believe that the Holocaust was bad. I'm just saying it's pretty handy that she can apologize about the Holocaust and so that she can attack Ilhan Omar.
And you think with such a good experience as she had, getting woke over a museum,
Mm-hmm.
She had that. All she had to do was one museum, and how woke she came over the Holocaust. I ain't ever. Can you imagine if she went to some other museums? She's there in Washington. They got museums everywhere. Which where?
I'm glad that she apologized, and there's plenty of people who can hate Jews and Muslims at the same time.
No, she should apologize without a doubt. Yeah, nobody. Yeah, not debating that. Whatever the raises were, that used to be what politics was. You got up there, at least you acted decent in front of people, or tried to.
But she's going to use this in ways that make her more horrible. I don't know how. I don't know how you learn about the Holocaust. Go, I'm sorry, I was wrong, and then 2 weeks later, you're going to be using it to do worse things.
Don't you feel terrible about whoever the guide was with her in the Holocaust? She said, that did. Yes, it did. Really? Now, this part here is definitely made up. No, Congresswoman. Well, I never. Somebody get some reporters out front, because I'd need to hold a press conference right now. Had no idea. No idea.
Trump's back. Do we want to talk about Trump doing rallies again?
It's the same thing he do. He's back doing what the show. He ain't gonna change the show none. The show's a big hit for him. Has been. He ain't gonna change it. It's gonna be the election. It's gonna be I was right about Wuhan flood. It's gonna be all that's same show. I don't know why they take it. Some people like it. Some people will sit through it over and over again. I've seen enough of them.
We talk about infrastructure, but wait till that's done.
Yeah, wait. Yes, one day it's done, the next day, no. He said, what? No. Okay, he took it back. All right, then infrastructure. Well, wait. I mean, who knows what Biden's going to say tomorrow? Who knows?
Department of Justice is suing Georgia over voting rights, so maybe.
At least they're trying to do something. Joe Manchin, it ain't going to do nothing. So at least, the Department of Justice seems to care whether Americans can vote or not. So
climate change.
I think Joe Manchin needs to go to a museum.
What museum? Like lock him in there overnight? Like night at the museum?
Especially when an important vote's coming up. Yeah.
Get slapped by a monkey. Does anybody remember that movie? Mitt Romney said Trump's getting his election information from the My Pillow guy. This is like WWF. Big lie.
That's debatable. Who said it first? Did Trump say it first and then My Pillow repeat him? Or did Trump repeat My Pillow? Or they both just screaming gibberish at the same time? It could be. I don't know which one of those it is.
Well, see, Trump used to could hear something on Fox and then say it on Fox later that afternoon. So they're going, or sometimes he could say it and then Fox would say it. And then he'd go on Fox and say it again. Now he doesn't go on Fox. Well, I mean, he does. But the My Pillow guy is like Fox in the room with him. And then the My Pillow guy goes on all these channels.
He's had a show for a while. My Pillow show ain't never stopped. My Pillow show, he keeps going, having these all over. Green goes with them and Gates, all that stuff, yeah. But yeah, the big show's back on, so enjoy. I don't know, that also he's going to go to states. He's in Ohio. He's mad at the congressman there because he wanted to impeach him. So he's going to go to all these red states where people didn't get vaccinated, and now they got this Delta, Barr, what they call it. So yeah, that's going to work out good, I'm sure. Pack them in.
What was your role in the military?
What?
It's one of the questions you can ask. What was your role in the military?
I guarded a Jeep,
That was your official role?
Well, it wasn't official. MP, whatever it was, MP. But, keep an eye on this Jeep. And, of course, you're doing such a good job. Can I keep him over? Well, it just ended up being that,
Did you have anybody under you? Did it turn into a management position?
No. I mean, I guess I could tell some of the mechanics what to do, but that was just that it needed this and that. I told them it don't matter who would have told them these mechanics, they'd have done it. That's a job. They'd done it anyway. I didn't bark it at a mechanic like an order or anything. I just said, he says it needs this and put some new wheels on it or, whatever. There's a lot entail. A lot of us just standing there looking at it, and hold. So keep you got a firearm on your sidearm, and keep an eye on it, whatnot. But also, wash it every now and then, get tuned up here and there.
What's one of your favorite meals?
What is it?
What's one of your favorite meals?
Meals.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say radishes, even though I like them. I ain't gonna, it ain't my favorite. I like white beans and ham hock. You throw it in them white beans.
Oh, that is good.
I love it. That's good. That's always
some of so country shit.
I love
it's good.
Yeah, all of that's good. Like if your Thanksgiving Christmas, like that big ham. Yeah, the ham itself is good, but you know what's coming later. You're gonna take what's left at that bone in there, get that ham scraps, and get that white beans and ham cooking. So that's coming next. Yeah.
Cornbread in it.
Oh yeah, good.
Dip it in then.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one thing we didn't talk about, Jackie. We could talk about real fast. Mike Gravel.
Oh yes,
Alaskan senator, former U.S. senator Mike Gravel passed away.
Our condolences to his people and people who liked him. He was nice to us. He was, he was certainly awful interesting, whether you agreed with him or not. He was good to have around, I think, in general. He was kind of before the Bernie Sanders, wasn't he?
I mean, different, but kind of.
I mean, he wasn't as big. Yeah. He wasn't as big as Bernie Sanders was. I'm not taking anything away from Bernie Sanders, but he was the guy off on the thing. What did he just say that? But no, he's a nice
And
gentleman. He come did something with us, and bless his heart for it. And we enjoyed his company while we were doing it. I went the next day. He had like a little, like his rally was just in a park, and had about, I don't mean to say anything bad about him that way, but not a whole lot of people. But I was happy to be there. Happy to be one of them, just to thank him again.
Anybody put on Santa Claus outfit for us is usually a good person.
Yeah, I mean, God rest his soul.
I think he's the only one who did it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody else would put in a Santa outfit other than ourselves, and that don't count.
No. What are some of your favorite sounds?
Ah,
That's what it says. I don't know. You got a favorite sound? Something you hear, you go like, I like that.
well, after you clean a goat, get him clean like he bleats. Well, listen, a boat he going to bleat, and a lot of, they always sound the same, and they don't. Some of them holler sound like children almost. But going through the process of cleaning the goat, when you get him wet, you got to lather him up. He's yes, he's a hollering, and he don't necessarily like dry him off. Don't like it. May not like it with you too rough with the towel or whatever you try that. But I tell you what, when he is sparkling clean like that, after it's all over, he gonna bleat, and you can tell he's a prideful bleat, and nothing like a prideful bleat from a goat make me feel any better. So yeah, it's if I had to pick favorite sound, yeah, it's it.
I don't know about these questions.
Huh? Thank y'all for still listening to us. We're still talking. Jackie Bro's still talking on here, yeah.
Dunlap's still talking on here too, and I just wanted to say to everybody, thank you for your support of us by listening, if you've listened into this podcast this far, or by giving us that good, cold, hard cash over on patreon.com/Red State Update. Over there, if you give us $5 or more a month, you get 20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap. That's a little misleading because we do 20 extra minutes every time we do one of these shows every week-ish, and you get a new 20 extra minutes. So that's really like 80 extra minutes for a mere $5 a month. I don't have to give you the hard sell, folks. I'm just giving you the facts. Go over there at patreon.com/Red State Update, 20 extra minutes. We try not to talk about politics. We try to talk about, I guess, though, I don't know how much politics we talked about today, but 20 extra minutes over there every week, 20 extra minutes. Don't let that scare you. Like, oh, shit, I can't listen to all this. Just make a list, checklist, however you want to do it. Break it down into actionable items. Maybe you can't listen to all 20 extra minutes at once. Maybe you listen 5 minutes one day, 4 days, and you got it covered. Sometimes we do more than 20 extra minutes. Sometimes we do 30 extra minutes. It may take you 5 or 6 days, but that's okay. Just break it down into chunks, into ingestible chunks, and you'll get through it. We'll get through it together, folks. 20 extra minutes. You paid for it. You better listen to it.
You ain't got to if you don't want to. Some people,
it'll stack up on you, and you'll be like, just another thing I got to worry about. Just every morning, first thing you do, sit down, listen to 20 extra minutes. In 5 minutes of 20 extra minutes every morning, then you'll get through it, and then maybe by Saturday or Sunday, you'll have a free morning, and you won't have to worry about it. Just break it down like that. Put it on your calendar. First thing, I'm going to get up early. You got to get up early, probably, is what you're going to have to do. So give us $5, and you got to get up early every day. Wake up. Before you have your coffee, just sit down. Before you do anything, just wake up, stumble out of bed, 5 minutes of the 20 extra minutes. Listen to it. Then by Sunday morning, you want it, maybe, if we don't go long, you'll have a free morning where you can sleep in for 5 extra minutes. Yeah, thank God. But you got to do the work. You got eat the frog. Eat the thing first.
Well,
Do the thing first. You ever heard that expression? Do the thing first. You don't want to do. Eat the frog. Eat the biggest frog. Eat something like that. Hell, I don't know. Am I fucking Mark Twain?
watch your mouth.
No, I'm a podcaster, folks. We appreciate your support.
Oh, thank you, kindly. Also, if there's some people give us $5, and this is enough. Like, I don't need that extra 20 minutes. I won't pay for just this one that you would do it now, and to hell with the 20 minutes. We're okay with that too. I ain't got a problem with that. That's fine. We thank each and every one of you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for patrons. All the above. We couldn't do it without you, so thank you kindly. As we usually try to put that money to a good cause, basically keep these computers working and the cords in it, that the internet's the thing. What's the thing? You take it like we do it on here, like me and you's doing it, and then you take it somewhere else, and you got to pay them for something, and then it goes somewhere. I don't know how computers work, but that's kind of it, isn't it?
That's pretty much it, Jackie. You described it perfectly.
Well, that's what, it ain't just me and you. Somebody else has to get paid for it to go somewhere else, and then it goes over there.
Everybody's got their fingers in your pocket, folks, and you know this is true.
It's just what it costs to get to talk on the computer. It's just what it is. Yeah. But like I said, we put it to good use, but every now and then, and I ain't saying this because I want some more of y'all to give us money. I'm just saying sometimes we come up a little short, and that's when we're going to have to rely on local sponsors. That's right, local Murfreesboro, Tennessee sponsors from in our region here where we are talking from, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you're traveling through, you're going to learn about a good place to eat, good things to purchase, good things to go look at, events on and on. And if you live here, you know about most of it already, but there's a few deals here and there. I heard there's a few people that only listen to us sponsors. You ever heard that? Like they say, I don't care about I'm tired if I have to hear the damn word Trump again. I hate it, but I won't hear about good deals in Murfreesboro.
Oh, that's nice of people.
Yeah. That's they're listening to this part. So, but local sponsor give us $25 goes into the kitty, the computer kitty, whatever you call it. Keeps everything going. So we want to thank our local sponsors. I got a good local. No, I don't. I don't have a good sponsor. I want to introduce everybody instead of doing a sponsor, even though they give me $25. I got a news segment on here I'm going to start doing called Idiot Stupid Sponsor, like people. Yeah.
What? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Jackie, you're so mad.
Let me tell you who are stupid idiots.
Hey, calm down. Listen, your health is more important than whatever you're about to do, whatever grudge you got.
I took a $25. I'm going to let everybody know how stupid.
Oh, man, you're getting worked up. I hate for this to be the way you go out.
Murfreesboro stupid idiots. That's what this is called.
No.
And today's stupid idiot is, you guessed it, that's right, Marjorie, down at daytime daycare. And I ain't trying to be sexist. She's the opposite sex, but she's as dumb as a rock. It ain't got nothing to do with her gender or how she identifies or anything other than just being stupid. I think a daycare, they get good marks if you look on what the thing, you look on the Yelps of things. So people take it children. I ain't speaking on behalf of a daycare. I'm speaking on how stupid she's being this week. That's right. She's trying to get this first class ribbon award, formerly awarded to Eddie Clamp, no longer with us, God rest his soul. And he got this award for not being a gullible, lib, sheeple, all that, stupid stuff, dumb. And she's got this whole thing like the Delta variant. Doubt it. Don't, Delta, all this stuff to saying that, come down there, convince her, she said, that there ain't no Delta variant. If you could, prove it to her more than anybody else, then you could win that first class stupid award. Well, she's up an ante on this. Let me tell you how dumb she's doing now. She's saying that you get a little bit closer to that raffle that's going to win you that first class ribbon award. You're going to get a little bit closer if you can prove to her that the Delta, yes, that's still there, don't exist. And next on that, if you've had any kind of physical altercation on any of the major airlines, if you got a video, even if you just got a picture, if you got somebody tell a story about you hitting a flight attendant, if you've been permanently banned from Southwest, Delta, or whatever the other ones are, if you got something on, get that on writing paper, you gonna go directly into the raffle for the first class stupid award. Stupid, Marjorie is stupid daytime daycare. I don't speak on behalf of the children. I don't know who she's not. The children is stupid. It's the daycare itself. I don't.
Some of them though.
I ain't gonna pick on no youngin. I ain't. Bless their hearts. No, they can't help it none.
Jackie, you did this last week. You did it the week before. You keep coming on here. You think that giving her down the road is going to prevent her from influencing people, that you're really giving it to her. You're taking her down. But what you're doing is exactly what she wants. Marjorie at Daytime Daycare wants you to get on here on your liberal, redneck podcast and go, oh, I hate her. She's so dumb. And then she can play. Listen, what you remember Jackie Bros, how he used to be good and then he turned bad because he hated Trump. Well, listen what he said this week because he's so dumb. And she calls you dumb and she plays it for people on Facebook. And then 100 new kids sign up. They're building onto the house to do an upstairs because they got so many kids coming over there for daytime daycare. People don't want their kids vaccinated. They want to attack flight attendants, and you're playing right into it, Jackie, just like we do every week when we attack Trump.
Well, if you look at it that way, Trump don't give us no money.
Just realized
Trump did give it. He did give us money. How much money he gave us? $1,000, $1,200, something like that. Either way,
she's not out of his pocket.
No, but he signed it. He wants you to.
All I'm saying is there may be some sort of ecosystem where like a frog eats algae and then has a baby and an egg, and a chicken eats that, and the chicken has an egg, and you eat that.
What?
And you buy more algae at Home Depot. You know how ecosystems work. It's like that. And somehow you are in it. You're the algae or the egg or the frog or Home Depot, and she's the awful blood on her hands tadpole or whatever. I don't know. I'm not...
That don't make a lick of sense. I'm taking that $25 to help me to pay myself for getting on here and telling everybody stay away.
But when you say stay away, that means they're going to go, I'm going. But if you got on here and said go over there, they'd also say, sounds good to me. So I don't know how you beat them.
So what you're saying is that every time Chris Cuomo getting after it, brings up Taylor Green. He's helping her.
I don't know, Jackie, if he's helping her. He's helping himself.
First off, he get that good CNN money. He don't need $25 for.
That's how CNN makes money, by getting after it. Also, he's enabling his brother, which, So there's lots of different things to break down.
CNN ought not pay for that,
I don't know. Yes, you need to get after it. But when you get after it, are you really getting after it? Are you really doing anything? When you're on Twitter getting mad at everything, are you getting after it? What are you doing? Are you enabling? Is it just some sick game where nobody benefits, where you get your CNN money or you get your $25 or you get to do a press conference in front of the Holocaust Museum? and everybody gets their take and nobody gets anything accomplished? Should I go back to the Storyworth questions? I don't know. The best case scenario, Jackie, and this is what I recommend you do next week. Maybe I'm being too cynical here. You're right, Jackie. I'm basically saying nothing matters, and that is not how we progress in this nation, how we get over this bump in the road, this deadly, deadly bump. What we got to do is take action, and I'm not giving you a course of action. And here's what I recommend. And this is how we come together as a nation. This is how we strike a blow against the cynics and the evildoers. You go to Marjorie and you say, Marjorie, okay, I've been cussing you. The first week, I don't think I knew what you were up to, and I didn't cuss you. Then since then, I've been cussing you. Give me $25, and this next week, in the spirit of bipartisanship, in the spirit of Joe Manchinship, in the spirit of Christian cinemaship, I'm going to strike out on a new path. And that path is going to crest a hill. And when you get on top of that hill, you're going to look out and you're going to see a renewed America. And we do that together. And then you take the $25 and you do another sponsor. You just fuck her over.
All right. Don't say it like that.
And then she can't use that $25 to make T-shirts for little kids to wear that say, vax up yours. So take her money, fuck her over. That's how we crest that hill and look out on a renewed America.
Well, she's an idiot, no matter what.
But
I'm going to call her one, yeah.
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week that I think you're really going to like, because we're talking about a renewed America. But a lot of times when people say that, what they really mean is, I want to get nostalgic over something that I liked in the past when I didn't realize that hurt other people. Nostalgia, Jackie, it's great.
Hey.
What a salve. And I was talking to some folks and they were saying, back when y'all started doing sponsors on that podcast of yours, I liked all them sponsors. They really spoke to Murfreesboro and the Murfreesboro that I grew up in. Your TT Slots and your Ghost Hurt Birds, the people who really made a difference in Murfreesboro. Now everything is daycare centers encouraging you to attack Southwest pilots. Now everything is damned old. A boat full of knights throwing people overboard, attacking you while you're trying to enjoy a Murfreesboro, or tunneling down some damn old sinkhole full of people just looking like you and up to no good. What happened to good old-fashioned Murfreesboro sponsors? That's what I want to hear about. And I said, you know what? You are right. I think we've gotten too far afield. The world is ugly and mean. And I think too many of our sponsors lately have been ugly and mean. And we've
stupid too.
Stupid.
Idiot. Yeah.
Idiots. You got Captain Aunt Kim on Murfreesboro locked in a battle with the all them knights on there, the ungrateful 78. They've started calling themselves the boat knights. All them boat knights on there still mad that people in Murfreesboro turned on them because they appeared ungrateful when W. Murpho ran that promotion, giving away 100 suits of armor. We don't even really know how many are on there. Sometimes it seems like there's less than 60. Sometimes it seems like upwards of 130. They're on that boat. They're fighting all the time with each other. They're attacking customers on this ship. They're throwing them overboard. Poor Sir Mascalot, Trey Tuckle, gets beat up he's still coming to work, but he's getting beat up every day. Has to take his suit of armor down to the blacksmith to get pounded out. Jackie, These are our sponsors. This is what we're leaving people with every week. This bloodshed, this anger, this palpable anger. This has to be made right, Jackie. And I'm not going to talk this week about Murfreesboro or Captain Ain't Kim. I'm not going to talk about sinkholes or alternate realities. I'm not going to talk about daytime daycare. I'm going to talk about, and I can see your face, and you're going to be smiling as soon as I can't see your face, but in my mind I can see your face, and you're going to start smiling as soon as I say the name, Jackie. J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers. Right off a square there.
Who is it?
It's Jackie. See, this is the problem here. We used to talk about Murfreesboro. We used to sell Murfreesboro and all the stores. Everybody wanted to go to Squat and Wanker. People say, why don't you ever talk about Squat and Wanker anymore? I say, dog, fuck it. You are right.
Hey.
J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers, right off the square there. It's right off the square. Talk about an old-timey sponsor. Squeaky floorboards.
New square, old square.
Old square. Somehow it survived. J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers. It's been there for years, Jackie. You remember J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers? If you see old pictures of Murfreesboro, J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers is right there in the center of it all. J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers, one of the most... Now, you tell me, Jackie, I mean, you're a little older than me. I'm just kidding you. You're a hell of a lot older than I am. It's a miracle that you're still alive and talking to us right now. But J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers been there for decades and decades, and it must have been just like the center of Murfreesboro commerce, society, fellowship. It's not exactly where you go for back-to-school clothes these days. But every kid in Murfreesboro has been there. It's got the squeaky floorboards. There's that creepy old downstairs. If you walk down it and the wife is selling fabric. And if you go to the sub downstairs, which is even creepier, you get cold taters for a nickel. And up there in that big squeaky floorboarded room, there ain't much in there anymore, but he's still... J. Jernigan Weak Whimper still serves green fruit flavored candy balls from them foggy glass jars. You can still go the upstairs. That used to be so exciting as a kid. You go up them squeaky old stairs. You remember, Jackie, and you peer over the railing, everybody downstairs looking at them green fruit flavored candy balls. But there's nothing upstairs except they had that one rack of men's white dress shirts. There's feeding hay for rabbit pens. There's one terrifying mannequin. And in the parking lot, J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers sells used mower blades. God damn it, Jackie. 75 years of mustiness.
Wait, watch your mouth.
And with that one calendar still on the wall, every few years it works again.
You talk about JWs.
Yeah, JWs.
They didn't write that whole long name.
No, it's a lot.
JWs is what you talking about. Yeah, I know it's JWs.
JWs, but the grandkids, they think that if you say J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers, it gives it that old time. It makes it seem more important, like it's like a out of the past and yet still here. Wow, how can that be? That kind of thing.
Right.
When's the last time you was in JWs?
I ain't had no reason to go down there in years. I don't know. And then a pandemic happened, and then, I didn't even think about it still being there.
Well, J-Dubs, it's weird because if it's still there, how did it survive the pandemic? But then you think about, well, how did it survive before the pandemic?
Yeah.
It smells like drugstore aftershave and hog shit and clove gum. It's like walking into a giant pair of overalls. If you left your spit cup somewhere, call down there. It's probably there. They don't have a phone. And here is where J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers will stay, Jackie. This is what I want to align with. I want to align with good old-fashioned Murfreesboro sponsors, good old-fashioned Murfreesboro businesses. That is what it is about, Murfreesboro. J. Jernigan Weak Whimpers is here to stay right here off the square here always here. And by here, I actually mean the boat, the Murphys boat. Oh, Captain Aunt Kim is relocating. She's bought it. She's going to relocate. It's going to be the J. Jernigan Week Whimpers experience. You can go in there on the boat and be like, oh, it's just like being at J. Jernigan Week Whimpers, except you can't go to JW's anymore because they're tearing that down and they're building a mixed use development. But and the boat is on there. And she's trying to get as many people on the boat as possible because she needs bodies to throw against these knights. The only way she's going to win this battle against the boat knights is with cannon fodder, I'd say. So she's got to have more and more. She's got the Coley's Christian slot machines. The puppet show's back up and running, the Clogatorium, and now with the J. Jernigan Week Whimpers experience. It's like being in Murfreesboro right off the square, which, I mean, they pretty much already got it torn down. There wasn't that much, honestly, to tear down. So you go down there, buy a used mower blade on a boat, and then throw it at a knight.
They could have come up with something else to get people on the boat besides JW's. Good Lord.
Kind of running out of money, honestly.
Nobody went to it when it was on land.
So once you get a Demas's on there or something. She's like,
I got some spaghetti and steak down. Yeah.
You got to go down there and get a cold tater or whatever.
No, that ain't gonna.
I mean, I hated that place. I'm gonna be honest. It was. Like
I didn't have no reason to go in there after a while. I thought the only reason it's still standing because it's historical Civil War or something happened in it. I didn't even know it was still open.
I mean, I think it served as a makeshift hospital several times, not just in the Civil War, but for reasons, for time periods, you'd be like, why did they need a makeshift hospital? Like, what was happening in 1963? They needed a makeshift hospital. And what happened is sometimes the other hospital, everybody just got tired. You know how the hospitals are in Murfreesboro.
It was 1986 when he sewed somebody's toe back on and it brought all that stuff back up. Somebody got hurt on square toe. I can't remember, car run, something.
Oh, it was him. He used to fix lawnmowers outside.
That's it. Yeah, the lawnmower blade took his toe off and they put it right back on. At JW's, that's the last time I remember it being in the news.
That's why he just started selling the blades, because there's too many accidents.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah,
but that's how he got so good at sewing toes and fingers back on, and so that's why he tried to advertise it. According to Captain Kim, like he tried to advertise, "I'll sew your toe back on," but he can't. You can't really. Unless you got a medical
license. If it's an emergency and he happened to be there, which I think is what the situation was, then yes, I understand. But they brought it up. All this story is, in Civil War, many people had either things removed or sewed back on this place, for years and years. Yeah.
That's something people don't talk about with the makeshift hospitals in the Civil War, and is how many extra things people had on them back in. And it just give you a good excuse to just hack a few of those off. Sometimes people show up back in the old days and be like, well, Doc, I just got out of the war. Like, did you get hurt? No, but I got 7 toes on here. And, well, let me.
Next person ain't got but 9 toes. Take the one off there, put it on there.
They was a thriving. With the makeshift hospitals, there was a thriving toe economy back in. Like, people marry their cousin, and then they'd be a war, and then like a donkey get mad, and it'd be like, I got 6 toes. I got 13. Well, come over here. We just got jars of toes.
Straighten it out, yeah.
I mean, that's how J. Jernigan Week Whimpers got started.
I don't know if that's all legend or whatever, but somebody definitely had the toe. He got toe cut off, put it back on. And it was on the news, and then he learned all through the years. Yeah,
it's
1984, 83, something like it. That's still already a long time ago.
I know it is now. A kid be like, "That's a long time ago." I'd be like, I was watching Hardcastle and McCormick." Well, they did turn up a sign. And I guess he had to take it down pretty quick because it was wrapped in, cloth. You used to wrap stuff in cloth instead of like put it in a Kroger sack. They'd wrapped it up in some cloth. It was a sign that said, J. during a week whimper, towmonger. So I guess they can't. They're going to put that up on the boat. So if you lose your toe in a fight with a knife, maybe they can sew it on right on the boat. I don't know. Hell, I'm just brainstorming right now. But it feels good, Jackie. It does feel good. It feels like we're back in the golden age of Murfreesboro sponsors now. I'm glad that Cat Mate and Kim come to me with this business she bought and moved to her boat. And then the week whimpers sold the land for a lot of money because real estate prices right now are real high, even off the square where you never know what's going to happen.